All right, are we finally in here? Check, check, 1, 2. Let's try this out for a change. So I'll be sending myself a shareable link if I can do so. Let's see here. So we're streaming. Welcome to live chat. Nice. Got the live chat up and going. Say hello, world. Welcome to my baseball chat channel. Sweet. Fun math baseball. There we go. And now, what do we need to do? I need to get a shareable link for this to double check that it is in fact streaming. So stream URL copy to clipboard. Check, check, check. Are we here? Can you hear anything? Check, check, check. Are we here? Can you hear anything? Check, check, check. Are we here? Can you hear anything? Okay. Looks like we're here. We're recording. And it's the middle of the fourth right now. Cedric Mullins just flied out to right field. Okay. Looks like we're here. We're recording. And it's the middle of the Cedric Mullins flies out to right to end it. 1-0 Baltimore here now. And let's see if we can go through these stats here. So Baltimore 68 and 48. Let's see if I can get my quality better for the video. Okay, let's see if we can Make the video even better. Videos 119 by video output is currently active. Okay, let's see if we can make the video even better. Videos 119 by video output is currently active. So it's 1-0 here, still at the bottom of the fourth. 1-1 count. Looks like there's a play to the outfield here. Fly ball to the left field, which is an out. That looks like that's the third out. And if we were to guess the angle of the bat and the launch angle, I'd say the launch angle was around 35 to 45 degrees, with full distance going to around 272, it looks like. Let's go ahead and see where this hit ended up going. So refresh this tab here, see the latest that came through, and yeah, looks like it was a 42 launch angle. Hit distance was around 284, not 272, but the exit velocity came in at around 86 here for the exit velocity. And let's see what other games that there are. In the meantime, looks like Tampa has been hovering around the 500 mark for most of the year now, and Baltimore slowly been having one of the best seasons out of any major league team in baseball. By the looks of it, you see their lineup here from 1 to 9, standard OPS of 700. It's a really great player, and top half you could see here, they all could hit up to O'Hearn, and the rest are sort of your average players. See here coming up, Urias, he has a 669 OPS and takes that first pitch as a ball outside with a slider coming in from Little. We also want to break down Little's pitching, and it looks like there's a base hit there on a sinker up and high. Ramon Urias singled it sharp to Dylan Carlson. Let's see what pitches Little has on him right now. If we can go to the StatsCast. Search for Little. As he pitches strike one here to the catcher McCann. McCann is probably as much of an automatic out as you're going to see in the lineup. Swings for strike one here on a slider on the outside part of the plate for strike one. And it looks like, did he bunt it to first base? Because looks like he ran in for an infield hit. Looks like runners on first and second, a single on a ground ball to second baseman. So it looked like an awkward hit there from James McCann, but whatever works to get the OPS up here. Back to the top of the order now, and Baltimore smells blood. The Cows are up. Let's see a Little starts him off with a slider outside. Kind of backdoor that slider, low and away. Let's see if he stays low and away now. With runners on first and second, you don't want to pitch anything in because he's going to pull it. So he wants to stay away and low to potentially get that ground ball double play as well. Let's see how he plays it off. So it's a splitter in the dirt. Ball one for pitch two. 1-1 count coming through to Cowser. So I would expect that Little did his homework and he knows to pitch Cowser outside in the blue corner, a low and outside corner here to stay there. And he actually got the other blue corner here up and high. And count is 1-2. So we've seen a slider, splitter, four-seam fastball. See if he goes with the heat again, a little low and outside, or splitter. I doubt he'd throw another slider to a lefty. It's a 1-2 count, so he's ahead. He can sort of play with it. And he goes with a sweeper here. It's really high, kind of a waste pitch here. So Kowser's seen every pitch so far. Fastball, slider, splitter, sinker, and he gets another sinker there for strike 3 up high. That just grazed the top of the strike zone there. 1 out. So you can see here, it doesn't really show the miles per hour. It just kind of shows the highlights, but you saw the whole array from Little of each pitch that he had in his arsenal. So let's see how he starts off. Santander, another slider, this time inside to Santander. Last time it was low and outside. Let's see if he does that similar pattern of a splitter down low since he's ahead, which is what he did similar to Kowser. Another lefty Santander is, and he does go with a splitter, this time low and outside. So he's way ahead of him now. And last pitch that he did to Kowser wasn't a slider or a splitter, it was a fastball. So you could expect the waste pitch here, either up high or to the side, outside of the batter Santander, who's a dangerous hitter here at an 845 OPS. So he does go high and outside with that fastball, setting him up for a 1-2 count. Has Santander on his heels now, thinking, is he going to come up with that sweeper like how he did to Kowser the last at bat? Or is he going to come up with another fastball or another splitter that was actually called for a strike this time? And it is an actual slider outside. So Little does like that sweeper or slider on a 1-2 pitch on lefties, which is not too common, but it's great as it is. Foul ball on a sinker down the middle, and that was a strikeout pitch that he threw to Kowser the last at bat, which was a little higher. This one got lucky on it that it was right down the middle. Santander didn't staple that to right field. Definitely wanted to get that higher and not in the middle of the strike zone. It's still a pitcher's count here, 2-2. Let's see how he comes back here now. Fastball up and little in. That's kind of where he wanted the sinker the last time. So is he going to go fastball on a 3-2 or a sinker? What is he most comfortable pitching here, where the runners will most likely be running? 3-2 count, 1 out. Right when he lifts his leg, you might see here on the top left here, the runner's running, and there's a splitter. Looks like it's back, and it is out. Flied out sharply. Wow. So there's a sac fly there. Let's do a StatsCast guest on the launch angle and the exit velocity. So that looked like it was hit on the deepest part of the field. Let's say with launch angle about 35, exit velocity high 90s. Let's see where it ended up at here. Launch angle was 32, exit velocity was 100. Not too far, not too shabby. What did I say? 35 in the high 90s. Yeah, so not too far off at all. Nice. So Henderson's up, 2 outs now, 1 out count. Started him off with a slider, another 4-seamer. We've seen that before. He's going to go with a splitter. I would say most likely to mix it up. Slider again. So he does mix it up. So he's throwing 2 sliders at Henderson, 1 fastball. Hasn't gone to that splitter yet, but, or the sinker. Let's see what he doesn't want to pitch these again, because he does throw in the low 90s. Knows that Henderson, once he sees the pitch, he knows how that pitch will look like. And the foul ball on a splitter. Still a 1-2 count. Splitter, fastball. Is he going to go with a sinker to mix up his pitches again? And it's a fastball this time. At 94 clocking at. Bringing the heat. Woo! This time around. You can see that he still has him way ahead. So he can play around with him now if he wants to go with the splitter still. Looks like Henderson, the batter, calls timeout. Henderson 0 for 2 today. He's really trying to feel the strike zone. And the umpire battling up there on a pitcher's count here. 1 and 2. Runners on first and third. 2 outs. And folks, if we have enough people in the chat here, we can come up with next game to watch, or I can just make an executive decision based on the score and maybe later on in the game as well. Let's go with ball for splitter, ball 3. So we've got a full count here, a slider and a splitter. Full count here. Runner on first base will be going. The runner on third will be going on anything with 2 outs. Looks like the 8th pitch of the at-bat was a sinker, which is a foul, which was mighty close to that foul ball for the fastball at pitch 5 there. Sinker and fastball, they really have similar tendencies. Sometimes that sinker, even though it's a little slower, looks faster to the hitter because of that sharp break it has. See another fastball here. Woo, a little letting it out now, almost at 95. That same outside corner. And Henderson, you can see here, invites that corner either hit to the opposite way or at least hit it hard here based on the StatsCast box. You can see here the only cold quadrant is the bottom left as Henderson walks here on a close pitch, high and outside. So got the bases juice now for O'Hearn, and he's the last of the mighty 5. You got to give it to Little. He's battling up there, not giving up anything for these hitters, with the big 5 top heavy hitters coming up and runners on base not cashing them in. You know, he's really laying it out there. Yeah, you could see that the fastball he's been topping out probably just needs a breather. Baltimore has a lot of lefties, which could cause issues for right-handed hitters. So one thing Baltimore should know with O'Hearn as a hitter is expect the slider to come in first. And then might see a fastball, might see a splitter. That second pitch. Little doesn't like mixing it around here. He likes pitching each of his pitches to the hitter to keep them guessing, or to give them different looks. Even if they do guess correctly, they haven't technically seen the pitch before. So you'll see, oh, slider here, and we see runs. Pitch that slider in. Anytime Ryder throws that slider, looks like O'Hearn capitalized on it, and 2 runs scored, and it's 3-0 on a single to center fielder Jose Siri. So what did I say? This is the slider to start off. Yeah, so you guessed it. Now Jimenez up to the plate. Jimenez is 2-2 today, DHing, and the first pitch he hits is a slider at the same location that O'Hearn was at, out for strike 3, and it's 3-0 now. So Looks like Baltimore's in the lead for this game, really high, 3-0. 8 hits to 2, no errors, playing solidly here. Tampa's got the bottom of its order, while the Orioles would have their bottom of the order coming up within the next at bat. So let's hop on to the next game here. Toronto and Oakland. Let's take you to that. Looks like Toronto scored first here. And then, based on the win probability, Toronto scored first. And then Oakland scored. Spence, Kirk. So Kirk is up now. Let's see who he's facing. Spence, runner on second base. Grounds out to shortstop, Max Schomben, to first baseman, Abraham Toro. Okay, what was that pitch on? Didn't get to see. So Spence, let's see what Spence pitches here. Mitch Spence, sporting a cutter, which he pitches 40% of the time, a slider at 35%, sinker and curve, the occasional changeup. So he starts off with a cutter, which is the majority of the pitches that he throws, a slider, which could be that cutter. It's strike 2 here. So he's way ahead of Clement now. Let's see what he pitches for his waist pitch at 0-2. Spence taking his time at the plate, or pitching. Clement's taking his time within the time clock. So let's see if he goes with that fastball. He goes with a cutter again, which is the most common pitch, really high as a waist pitch. Let's see if he comes back now. How he comes back with that waist pitch. It's a good 0-2 pitch. Get another foul with a cutter. Same so far to Clement. It's been 3 cutters, 1 slider. So he's really been trying to dial that movement outside to the righty here to Clement. Cutter's hovering at 93. Cutter low and outside, so he stays with the cutter. In play, no out. What just happened there? Threw it away. Single. To shortstop Max Schumann, Spencer Howitz the third. Looks like an infield hit. So runners on first and third now for Loper Fido. This is a lefty. Let's see what he can do. Coming in hot in the 7th hole for the Jays. So Fido's got the 607 OPS. Starts him off with a slider. You can see Spence throws majority cutters and sliders. Doesn't really have a fastball. You could expect that sinker more to lefties. And he looks like he likes pitching that cutter. So he starts him off with a slider here, up and away. 2 outs here. Slider down the middle, swinging strike. So Spence is not afraid to pitch that cutter or slider into lefties, especially that slider. The pickoff attempt to first base. Third pitch is a cutter up. So we have a slider, cutter, that's up. 75% of the times it's either a cutter or a slider. So if you're the hitter right now, you'd expect the same, especially when he's behind. If that is the most frequent pitch, let's see how that theory holds now with Spence. So it is a slider in play, and it is an out, making it 3 outs. So it ground out to first base. So he just got on top of it to hit it hard to the first baseman. And it looks like the A's will bring on the bottom half of the order here. Gelof, Hernandez, and Schumann. Hernandez is the sole homer, which is the run for the Athletics today. It's actually looking like a really horrible hitter at the moment. 465 OPS, 182 batting average, but that's baseball for you. Got that only run in today. Hernandez coming up. Last is Schumann, who sounds like he made some great plays there at shortstop. So got Gelof, Hernandez, and Schumann coming up. Gelof had a nice start to his career as a rookie. Came through and having some issues in his second year now, trying that sophomore jinx, as they call it. Blue Jays have Berrios pitching. Let's see Berrios' line, what he sort of frequents the most. So Berrios, sinker, slurve, four-seam fastball, and changeup. Really a sinker slurve pitcher. Pitches majority of the time, over half the time. And then the fastball changeup, he has like an inner game with that. In between the two, a third of the time. Let's see if he throws a changeup after the fastball. And then the odd cutter. So here we go. Gelof's up to bat. Now Berrios, besides that one homer, which is the blemish, looks like he's been keeping these hitters in check. First pitch is a sinker outside, which is his main pitch that he likes to throw, the sinker and the slurve. Let's see if he goes back with that, or looks like it's been a sinker for two, so it's a changeup. Came in right after the sinker, which was right before the fastball. That's up. No. What's Spence? Sorry, just had a little technical difficulties there. Wondering if my audio is working, but folks, if after this at bat, we'll take a little break. I'll keep going with the game, but called out in strikes on a sinker low and away, which is Jose's Barrios bread and butter. That sinker out and in. Good for him. Strikeout. Now comes the home run hitter Hernandez up to the plate. Hernandez got a home run in his first at bat here, coming up against Barrios. Sinker low and outside for ball one. See if it keeps the sinker here. Nope, the slurve. Pitch 2. So playing that sinker slurve game to start off against Hernandez. See if he goes back to that slurve that now that he got him once swinging with it. Slurve again. Another foul ball. Staying low and outside with Hernandez, who hit that home run. See if he stays with a slurve now, or if he goes with anything non-slurve. Be surprised to see if pitches in the same area at least, at low and outside. Struck him out with a slurve low and outside. Nice pitching. Barrios got an out there. So he's got 2 outs. The inning struck out both of them. Really good pitching, keeping them low and outside. And now we have Schumann up to the plate. Schumann sinker inside. Foul ball. See if he goes with sinker inside still, or slurve low and outside again. This would be very crucial to how I would picture Barrios as a pitcher. If he keeps busting him inside consistently, he's done his homework then. It looks like Schumann doesn't like it up. Last time it was a sinker slurve in play out. So he throws him a changeup up and in. And looks like Schumann popped out to the shortstop. Wow. You don't see that often. Looks like a mistake made by Barrios throwing that changeup up and in. But Schumann didn't have enough pop in him to pop it out. But he did have enough pop in him to pop it out to the shortstop, Jimenez. So looks like Jays are in the bottom half of their lineup now. The 8-9-1 hitters coming up: Schneider, Jimenez, and Springer. Jimenez seems like a recent call-up. Haven't seen him or heard of him before. Schneider, veteran, brings in the veteran hustle, the intensity, I like to call it. See if he can get on base here. Schneider's known to pop the bat. A dinger or two when he's up. See, a lot of the times he will take that home run rather than get on base. Let's see how Schneider goes through with this. Going through the athletics. Looks like Spence is still on the mound here. Let's go back to Spence's report. Spence is a cutter slider. Doesn't really have a fastball, remember? Cutter slider, has really good command of it, with a sinker as well. You could see in the curve. I see these spin rates. The slider really tumbles there from 10-8. The curveball just going from 8-7. The cutter anywhere from 9-12, and then the sinker kind of bend it the other way from 1-4. Let's see how he starts him off now. Starts him off with a cutter. Good old cutter for a strike on the top right half of the plate. Definitely not something Schneider was looking to hit for. A ball that was questionable for a sinker. Let's see where the sinker is kind of there. It's a cutter slider to begin. The sinker is outside. So 1-1 count. So 2-1 count. Now Out comes the home run hitter Hernandez up to the plate. Hernandez got a home run, his first at bat here, coming up against Berrios. So I was just hearing myself to make sure that it works, and looks like it works, which is great. Spence Jimenez. So Jimenez came up, called strike for a slider outside. Does like throwing that slider 1/3 of the time. Spence is ahead 1-1. It's like the third pitch is in play, which is an out. A sinker from the shortstop Schumann to first baseman Abraham, so gets him on his bread and butter, that or not the bread and butter, kind of goes away from that bread and butter with a sinker. What happened here? There we go. So Jimenez, the number 9 hitter, is up. Not sure if Spence is actually expecting anything from him. Probably go. George Springer already grounded out. What? There's already 3 outs? Wow, that was quick. Whew. Jeez. Finished the inning off pretty quick there. I thought it was only 1 out. Turns out there's 3. Well, let's keep moving on here. Let's get the J's and the A's. Top of 5. Let's go to the top of 7 here. Looks like the Angels and Washington. Got Drury up to the plate. Parker up against him. Let's see what's going on here. No outs. 2-1 count here. Parker starting off here in the top of the 7th. There's a hit. Single line drive to Jacob Young. Looks like, if I was a guessing man for that hit, down the middle. Oh, has it right here. The hit break was 14. Oh, that was the pitch itself. Let's see if it was a 14-degree hit there from Drury. Go here, 7th. See if they showed Drury's hit. Not yet, but the velocity was 80. First pitch strike for Stefanik, called strike. 0-1 is the count here. Now let's go back if they do show the launch angle. Splitter outside for ball 1. Looks like a 1-1 count. After this, we'll check out Parker, who's got 93 pitches. So this will definitely be his last inning. There's a foul ball for strike 2. 90-mile-an-hour fastball by the lefty on a righty. Expect Stefanik with an OPS of 771 not to strike out here. But let's see what Parker's pitching arsenal is. If he does throw anything over his fastball in terms of frequency. Until then, comes the pitch, and it looks like he does make contact here, and it's on a splitter outside. That was really, it was 85 miles an hour. Went the other way with it. Now you have runners on first and second, no outs. With a mound